Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart, and watch it burn. Tear me apart, and watch it burn. All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it.
Alright, build video, hybrid Sorc. Just to get it out of the way, the build is more of a gimmick. It does work in PvP. It is really fun to play, and it's not a bad build at all. Like, it does a fair amount of damage. It's just not as good as a pure Magicka build or a pure Stamina build. Just get it out of the way beforehand. Alright, before I go into the skills, I'll just go over the gear sets really quick. We're running 3 agility. Spread the traits out as you like. I like to have 24k of each resource. So that's the way I run it, but you can also use more arcane or even a healthy ring. It's really easy to acquire. All weapon damage enchant. Yeah. So then we're running Sheer Venom on the back bar with a bow infused to boost our weapon damage. And on the front bar we're running Palanils. So back bar 5-piece Sheer Venom, front bar 5-piece Palanils. You can spread it out over the body as you like. I have 5 normal body pieces and in medium armor, and then 1 light and 1 heavy. So just to go over the skills, front bar, Vigor, Haunting Curse, Endless Fury, Dark Deal. We're gonna sustain our stamina with that most of the time because I don't use shields on this build, so your survivability comes from your stamina, so it's always good to be able to restore your stamina. Then whatever dual wield skill you want. I'm currently running Bloodthirst, and then Overload. Overload's actually pretty important. I'm gonna show you that later. Backbar, Hurricane, Crit Surge. Your crit is actually pretty fine. You're coming around 30%, so it does help you out a lot, and it gives you your major brutality buff. So that's really nice. Mist Form, we are a vampire, which is extremely important for this build because that's how we basically kite our opponents and yeah, just are super defensive. Poison Injection to proc Sheer Venom, no brainer. And then currently I have your Draining Shot, but you can put here whatever you like basically. I just like the heal from the Draining Shot on occasion because we don't have a burst heal on this build. We have Dark Deal as a heal, we have Vigor as a heal, we have Bloodthirst as a little bit of a heal, we have Crit Surge as a bit of a heal, and yeah, I just like the burst heal from Draining Shot at the moment. But yeah, so for race, I would definitely say go Argonian because there are two reasons for that. The first one is that you regain 4.6k of each resource when you take a potion, and in combination with a tripod, it's absolutely ridiculously strong. Especially for sustain. We have low recoveries on this build. Yeah, max HP is good, and yeah, more healing is good as well because our heals aren't that strong. So there's just a lot of them. So overall, Argonian probably the best. Alright, so let's go over the stats again real quick. I'm just gonna buff up. There you can see 4.8k weapon damage. Resource management is pretty good. Your Rex regenerations are fairly okay. Just simply buff without the weapon damage glyph. It's about 4.2k weapon damage, and your critical hits are also fine. Your resistances are about, let's see, probably 700. 17,000. Yeah, about 16,000, 70,000, 17,000. That's fine. Crit resist is fairly low because I like to run the dodge rolling ones, and I currently still have one robust, which is not perfect, but I didn't have any other ones to spare. Well, yeah, about the glyphs, I just have the big ones in Magicka currently, and the small ones in Stamina. You probably just want all triglyphs, but I haven't had the time to farm them. If you have all triglyphs, you will basically have the same amount of Stamina and Magicka, about 24,000 each, but you will have a lot more health. You will have about, in Cyrodiil, 28k health, which is nice. So, just about combos, we obviously have our Mist Form to break snares. We don't have forward momentum or anything like that, so we use our Mist Form for that. You can, if you don't want to stay in it for long, you can just block cancel it like that, and your snares should be gone. And Mist Form obviously gives you the 30% speed buff, and in combination with your Hurricane, it's absolutely fantastic because you are just super fast. So a lot of kiteability, and if someone gets too close, you just break it with a block, and then use your draining shot on them. So yeah, now the actual fun part, which is really unique about this build, it's overload. So on overload, I just have my vigor to sustain, my shuffle to just have another buff. I usually cast that before a fight, so I just do that, and I'm full stam, full mag basically, and yeah. Before we engage, and now you see I actually have Dawnbreaker slotted on this bar, which is I'm not sure if it's an exploit, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I have Hidden Blade or Flying Blade, I don't know, Flying Daggers slotted here, not to deal damage because we are on our Overload bar, but it's to exit our Overload bar again. So I can't exit my Overload bar since I have Dawnbreaker slotted here, so I am using Hidden Blade on target just to get out of my Overload bar. Yeah, this is actually really nice. Our sustain is actually really great, so I just empty my pools really quick. Alright, now we have no stam, no mag, and if we just pop a pot, it's basically like it basically gives you back 75% of your max resources, and even if you're still low on stam because you had like you had to do 2 more dodge rolls, you can just dark deal it up again, then, which is really cool. So great sustain on this build. Now, on our back bar, this ult is actually exchangeable. I just like to use the vampire one. It isn't morphed yet, but the idea about it is that it is a defensive ult of some kind. So, yeah, you can slot here whatever you want. You can even slot... if you go into the passives of Sorc, where is it? Should be here. Yeah, your regeneration, especially your stamina regeneration, will be 20% higher if you slot Daedric Summoning ability. So you have it on your front bar with Curse, but not on your back bar. So what you can do is you can just slot your Greater Atronach there, which is really good, especially for group play, since you can use the synergy to get major Berserk from it if you play in a group, which is really good. Currently leveling the Vampire ult though to have a bit of sustain on it. Basically like a panic ult. So, excuse me, I am a little bit sick, so excuse the coughing. For the way how to slot the Dawnbreaker on this bar, I am gonna link a video to that down in the description. Just be sure, if you have Dawnbreaker slotted on this bar, you won't be able to exit your Overload bar until you use a weapon ability on this bar. So that's why I have Flying Daggers there. Oh yeah, we are going to use poisons on the build. We have the double dot poisons. So combining that with the sheer venom set on your back bar, you do a light attack, poison injection, light attack, rending slashes, and you will have about 4 dots on your opponent. So it is a good amount of pressure, and rending slashes are really, really cheap, which is cool. So about combos, obviously you want to have your opponent always started up. So light attack, poison injection, light attack, rending slashes. Then you put on your curse, go into your overload bar, Dawnbreaker, one overload, and then you can put your execute on him. This is like your bread and butter burst combo to do just absolutely maximum amount of damage. If you have a tank your opponent, just play around your dots a bit more. So more dotting, maybe dark deal in between. Put your curse on him. Heavy attack, draining shot. Just play around your dots for tankier opponents, and yeah, if you can't get the enemies down because they are just absolutely super tanky, just play around your ult, especially your overload. If you have a tankier opponent and you have about 200 ult, you can basically do 2 overloads, Dawnbreaker, and after your Dawnbreaker you can overload one more time, and then it will automatically exit out of your overload bar. So this is really cool. Like that way you can play down tankier opponents and still have your overload and your Dawnbreaker slotted. It is a really good, cool thing. And Rune Cage, obviously, for people that dodge roll a lot. So if you have a Nightblade, if I have a if I'm playing against a Nightblade that is like pretty squishy, obviously you have to block the in caps or use your mist form to mitigate the damage from that, because you are not, even though you have a lot of health at 24k, you're not that tanky, since you're medium armor. Right, so for Nightblade the basic combo is basically you put a light attack poison injection, light attack rending slash, curse, go in your overload bar, use your Rune Cage, and then your overload. If you don't have your Dawnbreaker ready. If you have the Dawnbreaker ready, obviously you want to Dawnbreaker them if they're close to you. But if they are far away, you just use your Rune Cage. They can't dodge it, they can't block it. Bam, overload. And yeah, they should be done by then. A little bit of a problem with this build is that you don't have a lot of penetration. I have one Nirnhorn Paladin Sword and one Sharpened, just to amp the penetration a bit more up. And my CPs, I have located a few CPs in penetration as well. But this build really shines in group play. So if you have someone to duo or triple group with, then I would highly recommend playing either with a Nightblade or with a Stamina Warden, just so you can get the major penetration buffs on your enemies. It will definitely help you out a lot, because yeah, not a lot of penetration here. And I'm just gonna quickly change location here so you can see like how these combos work on like opponents, and how much damage it actually is. It's obviously not a good representation of PvP, but it does work PvP, especially in a small group, I can assure you that. Alright, so that was the basic burst combo. Obviously, you need to change it up in open world PvP. You can customize this build to your liking. In the actual video, the Trickster, I actually played a few different styles of this build. I put at one point, at the very beginning, I didn't play with Crit Surge and put Flying Dagger there for the major brutality and the ranged capabilities of this build instead of Rending Slashes. But you could also put Bloodthirst there. I did that as well, and then just play with Dawnbreaker. So you can really do whatever you like with this build. It definitely does work, and yeah, you basically just have to play around your curse, your dots, and your ult. Nothing more to it. But yeah, the only thing really not interchangeable are the pots. You really need the pot. Yeah, so just play around with it, have fun. Just before I quit the video, I'm just gonna quickly go over CP. I'm not gonna say anything, just show you what I play. I am not max CP, so yeah, it's not gonna be min-maxed for now, but yeah, just take a look. Alright, just one thing with the CP, you want to have the enough CPs in the trees to get the 12% Magicka crit bonus, as well as the 12% stamina crit bonus. But other than that, you're free to put them however you like and however it suits you best. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you will have fun. Bye!